My name's Olivia Dodding and my CIPD number is 912 16534. Hi Molly,
Hi.
can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Thank you.
Oh great, nice to meet you. My name's Olivia and I'm the people advisor here at the people team at Gemma Joe,
Thank you.
and I'll be doing your interview today. So let's get started. The interview is going to be recorded for GDPR following that legislation. Is that okay with yourself?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Not a problem.
And we'll be using the STAR method to conduct this interview. Are you familiar with this?
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, perfect. Right, so if you could just start by telling me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so currently I work at Downtown Insurance Group, and I have done for the past 3 years. I work there as a call centre agent. My role involves basically resolving queries that come in about any of the products or the insurance, setting up customers, talking through the policies, offering any advice, making sure they're aware of what they do cover, what they don't cover, and making sure they're matched to the right policy. I ensure that all the information is accurate and confidential. Um, this role has enabled me to develop the skills to excel in the role at Gemma Joe. I think it's a great opportunity. I'm really looking forward to learning more about it, and develop on my current skills.
Oh, great. That sounds good. So we are the largest insurance company in the country, and we have over 5 million customers that choose our home, car, pet insurance, and car insurance. So yeah, but obviously all your experience there sounds great, and your role would be to support the people team in all those sort of areas. And it sounds like you've already developed quite a few skills there that we would look for. What sort of personal skills do you offer?
Um, I'd say I've always had really good communication. I'd say it's developed even more in my current role. I would say communication is one of my strong points. I love speaking with people, and I would say that my customer service skills are quite strong as well. I've always had an interest in HR, and in my current role, I have actually completed my CIPD foundation certificate in people practice. I would like to think that I'm very professional. I take my work very seriously. And yeah, I love working with people. I really enjoy working in customer facing roles, um, getting to know people, the customers, and just always providing that sort of high quality service.
Oh, brilliant. And it's really good to hear that you've completed your level 3 CIPD. How did you find the course?
Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot, obviously, working full time and completing the qualification. It was a lot to balance. But yeah, no, it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I've actually considered maybe wanting to progress and complete the level 5 as well.
Oh, brilliant. That sounds really good. We're all for progression here, and we do offer training programs, which I'll go into. And obviously, if you did, like you say, if you wanted to do your level 5 CIPD, it's something we would support you with, and we can
Brilliant.
contribute towards any fees and allow you that time to focus on that and
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
develop further.
Brilliant.
So back onto the HR related questions now. Um, have you ever had to deal with a HR related situation before? Or could you give me an example of anything you may have had to deal with?
If I'm being completely honest, I've not directly had to deal with a HR situation myself. But recently, there was a situation at work where one of my colleagues was speaking to another colleague, and became quite irate, and was speaking to the other colleague in quite an abusive way. They were quite aggressive, quite abusive, and I was the witness to all of that. And essentially I had to be called in and give a sort of statement and provide like my account of the situation, which obviously was sort of my first encounter in dealing with something like that. And yeah, it made me quite interested to get involved in HR even more.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I find it quite interesting, all the different aspects to it, and
Yeah,
obviously dealing with people, and everybody's different, everybody's got their own way, different personalities and different
yeah,
learning needs. Um, so that's good that you've sort of had a bit of experience with that.
yeah.
Is there sort of a situation you've been in where you've had to show empathy or sensitivity to a colleague, and how would you deal with that?
Yeah, I have really good working relationships at my current job. And to be honest, all my previous roles, I find it quite easy to build good relationships. And I have there's a colleague in the finance team who I've built up quite a good relationship with, and she was struggling a lot at work. She's got a lot going on in her personal life. She capability wise at work, she was struggling quite a lot, and her manager was picking up on things. And she confided in me about her situation, and I was there for her and sort of listened to what was going on and sort of really supported her, offered advice and sort of how she can, I don't know, try and focus on the work things and put the personal life aside when she comes through the door. And yeah, I'd like to say I am quite an empathetic person anyway, but that's one example.
Great. Yeah. And being obviously a good listener is key, and having good relations at work is always
Yeah, yeah.
motive. It just helps with the staff morale and making the day better for
Yeah,
everybody.
better. It makes the
Um,
culture better in the workplace and the
yeah,
environment in the office. And I think when things are positive in the office, productivity is better. And I like building relationships anyway.
oh, fantastic. So here at Gemma Joe, we're extremely busy. Obviously, we've got 2,500 employees. Um, how do you deal with working under pressure? Have you got an example of how you deal with that on a day-to-day basis?
If I'm honest, our current work environment is quite high pressured. You know, there's targets to hit. There's, you know, it is quite high pressured. We're on the phones all day, you know, calling and calling and calling. So I'd say there is a high pressured element to my current role. How I try and stay sort of focused and organised during that would be my to-do list. I start the day with my to-do list of what I set it the night before I leave work. And when I come in, I have my set things that I need to do that day.
Oh, brilliant.
Obviously, emergencies come in, you know, urgent things come in, and you have to sort of prioritize at that point. But I do try to, you know, stick to my sort of tasks of the day, stay organized. And yeah, I'd say I'm quite a calm person anyway. So if um, the feeling of under pressure, I deal with quite well.
Oh, that's good. Really good to hear, and great examples there.
Thank you.
Um, if you So obviously we take GDPR very seriously in our HR role. We've got lots of personal information that we hold. If you were to stumble across some information you shouldn't have seen, or personal information, what would you do in that case?
Um, well, I'd close down the information I could see, whether it was on a system or, you know, physically, I would, you know, put it away and keep it safe. And then I'd report it straight to my line manager, and sort of raise it if I wasn't supposed to see information or know the information. I'd report it to my line manager to make sure that they were aware. I do handle a lot of personal information in my current role. We have a database of, you know, nationally people's information. So I do, you know, handle GDPR currently really delicately. But yeah,
Oh, great. Because that just brings me on to, we do have a working from home option, which is quite popular here. Obviously, it's um, if we don't discuss it, should you be successful as to when you would be working from home, and we can offer that. How would you keep the information confidential whilst working from home?
Um, I would make sure that I have a separate office anyway, so I'm not disturbed. I'm not sort of looked on. It is just myself and my partner in the house, so I'd ensure that sort of my environment was quite secure. I do have a privacy screen on my monitor, so
Oh,
that
brilliant.
helps. And then my passwords, I always make sure that they're quite a difficult sort of secure password to sort of recognize. So I say, I can put things in place, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good. Um, yeah, so that is an option, and if you prefer to come into the office, that's great. If you prefer to work from home, that's also an
It
option.
was something that I was going to ask if you did have that option, because I currently work from home 3 days a week.
Yeah.
I wouldn't need that much flexibility, but yeah, I do currently work from home 3 days a week.
Oh, great. So I'm going to go on to more customer service now. I know being in the people team, it won't necessarily be something you'd be dealing with,
Yeah.
but obviously we deal with irate customers. How would you deal with someone like that, or an employee that was an irate, causing issues at work? How would you deal with that?
Um, well, I am naturally quite a calm person, so I would, try and calm the situation. I'm a good listener. I would sort of sit and or stand where however I was. I would listen and remain quite calm. I am used to dealing with, irate customers, whether it be on the phone, face to face. So yeah, I would try and just remain really calm, bring the person's sort of voice and tone down to mine, and sort of try and stay at that level, listen, try and understand, empathize, that type of thing. I'd just sort of keep them. I have actually done mediation training in the past,
Oh,
so I do know how to sort of keep tone at a certain level, and
yeah.
and I do think that would benefit me in that this role. Yeah,
Oh, that's brilliant and really good experience to have. Obviously it's great to be able to defuse the situation in the most calm and fair way as possible.
yeah,
Um, so we also, with the rotas and things, we occasionally work weekends. Obviously, not really for the HR team, but if it was to cover the occasional Saturday, would this be an issue, or is?
no, absolutely not. I'm really quite flexible. I don't have much. I don't have many dependents. My evenings are pretty free. My weekends are quite free, and I would always want to be flexible. I am really excited about the opportunity.
Oh, brilliant. Obviously, we plan this in advance so it wouldn't interfere too much with personal life, and we've got a big team, so we can make it flexible for everybody and fair, um, and the opportunity to swap weekends if need be.
Yeah.
Um, so I briefly mentioned before, we do use a HR system called HiBob. I don't know if you've heard of it before. We do offer full training anyway, of course. Um, have you used HR system in your current role?
Yeah, well, I've used it as an employee, so not as, the employer side of it as part of the HR team, but I I
Yeah.
I would say I'm a quick learner, so it wouldn't phase me having to sort of do the training and pick that up. I think I would pick that up quite quickly. I'm quite good on computers and systems and sort of Microsoft, that type of thing. I've always picked things like that up quite quickly, so I'd like to think that it'd be no issue.
Oh, brilliant. So something else I should mention as well is we do offer a 6-week training course for all new starters, which covers the general knowledge of the business and the products and systems, how to communicate with customers and handle their needs, empathy again, which you seem familiar with, and regulatory requirements. We also offer one-to-one training for the different learning needs, group training, video training, however works best for you, to cater every individual. We understand that everybody is different and learns in different ways. And like you say, if you wanted to do your level 5, we'd obviously support that and contribute towards that and
Yeah,
give you a
that's
background.
brilliant.
So yeah, that'd be really useful. So I'm guessing you do see yourself in a future in HR. Where would you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Well, I understand, I've got the level 3 foundation certificate, and I know that that's a great stepping stone into like a HR position. However, I'm well aware that there's a lot of experience that I need to gain, from being in a HR role. So whether that's more of like an admin role, sort of assistant, working up to like sort of an advisor, manager position. I understand that, it will take me a bit of time to pick things up and learn, the legislation, the knowledge, the experience, things like that. But one
Yeah,
thing I think that I would find quite easy is the people side of it, building relationships, speaking to people, listening. I think that would be, that would stand in my favour. But I do think there's a lot for me to learn, and I really do want to progress and continue and sort of build a real career in HR.
yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. And we'll certainly give you the opportunities to develop and progress so you can achieve all that you've mentioned.
That's
Um,
brilliant. Thank you.
I think I've got everything I need for the time being.
Okay.
Is there anything you would like to ask me? Any questions about the business or the
Yeah,
role?
I did have a couple of questions actually. I was just wondering about the current team structure. What does the current team look like, and like who will I be working with?
Okay. So your role will mostly be supporting our HR advisors and the people team. We've got HR advisors, HR assistants, and a people manager. They're a really great group of people. Um, all support each other, uh, work well together. We also do team building activities and we occasionally go out together after work. They're just a
Oh,
really nice group. So obviously,
currently in my current role, it's quite a standalone role.
right,
So we don't get the opportunity to like collaborate and work as a team and do all that. So that's something that I'm really, really excited about.
yeah. Oh no, definitely. We're a really good team here and we work well together. Very friendly, caring, but also maintaining that professionalism as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so have you got any other questions for me?
Just because I haven't actually been in a HR role before, what does the day to day look like for the people assistant? What does that day entail?
Oh, good question. So firstly, you'd probably go through your emails and like you say, like you already do, prioritize most important, getting on top of those, updating HR records and policies, scheduling interviews, making calls and follow-up emails in regards to those. You may have some compliance checks to do, supporting the HR advisors with anything they need help with. It's generally very busy day to day,
Yeah,
so you won't be stuck with nothing to do.
yeah,
Um, and we will make sure you've got full training and support throughout. So yeah,
brilliant. And when should I hear back about my interview success or not?
I've got a few more interviews to do this week. So definitely by the end of next week, I will let you know in regards to whether you're successful or not, and that will be moving on to the second interview,
Okay,
which we can would be good if you could come into Gemma Joe to get the feel for it, and we'll go from there.
yeah,
Uh, but yes, definitely by the end of next week, you should expect to hear from myself.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem, Molly. Lovely to meet you.
Thank
And
you.
I'll speak to you soon.
See you soon. Thanks
Thank
again.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.